Really quick before you start scrolling, I am working on a story. It's a novel and it's turning into a spectacular world. And I just would really like to share this little snippet of a little, idea, a little hint of what my novel is about. So if you could just take 7 minutes out of your time and just listen to what I'm about to show you and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you want to share it, please just give me credit. That would be really great because this is, I'm a startup. So give me a comment and let me know what you think. Enjoy.
Part 2. The Lion Cub and the Ghost. Before they were legend, they were just boys. Before oaths and crowns, before silence became armor and fire became fate, they were only children, chasing shadows through sunlit halls and daring the world to break its peace. In those days, Umbra was a jewel. Built upon the glass Lake Lyrian, its towers rose like the arms of a sleeping god, arched in white stone, veined with crystal, draped in moss and bloom. Waterfalls wove through its hills like silver braids, and sunlight kissed every green slope like a mother blessing her child. The people of Umbra did not whisper of war then. They sang, they traded, they danced in rain that smelled of spring. And far above, in the mountain spires of Salvaria, their sister kingdom watched with open arms and high temples, united not by fear, but by promise. It was an age of trust. It was the last time the stars looked down without weeping. The castle at Vel-Lumar was large enough to hold 50 noble children, but it only held 2. One was the crown prince, Richard of the Ember Line, 6 years old, already walking like someone the earth had chosen not to shake. His eyes were golden brown, like sunlit amber, and when he looked at people they listened, though he rarely spoke. He was solid, calm and serious, in a way that made tutors nod and nursemaids whisper. The other was his cousin, Ghost, barely 5. And already a myth in the making, where Richard was the lion cub, full of quiet fire and gravity. Ghost was the spark. Born on the battle lines to a warrior father and a gifted healer mother, Ghost had never known silk-swaddled peace. He came to the castle with bruises on his knuckles and stories behind his eyes. His skin bore the color of sunburned earth, and his hair, long, soft, and wild, flowed like river wind. It split clean and down the middle when he ran, giving him a look half royal, half feral. He ran often, from tutors, from nannies, from guards who called him Storm Spawn when they thought he couldn't hear. But Ghost didn't mind, because Richard never treated him like anything less. They met in the training yard on Ghost's second day. Richard had a practice blade in hand, polished and balanced. Ghost had a splintered stick from the garden gate. Richard raised his sword. Ghost charged. They both came away with bruises. But after that, they were never apart. They slept in rooms side by side, though Ghost's was technically the guest wing. They shared meals, stole honey bread from the kitchen, and swapped bedtime stories. Richard reciting epics of kings and gods, Ghost spinning tales of fire stags and river spirits he'd seen in dream or mist. They escaped their nursemaids daily. They climbed ivy towers meant for peacekeepers and slid down silk banners embroidered with the sigils of allied nations. Once, they filled a diplomat's bath with glittering beetles from the royal greenhouse. Only Ghost got punished. But Richard always sat beside him during chores, wordless and steady. That was the thing about the 2 boys. They never competed. They complemented. Richard with his lion strength and quiet certainty. Ghost with his storm-born courage and chaos laughter. One would lead, the other would protect, even if neither yet understood what from. In the center of the palace stood the Tower of Accord, a spire etched with symbols of every kingdom in alliance with Umbra and Salvaria. The top floor held a mirror pool where the stars could be read by starlight, and beneath that, guards from 12 nations took turns on watch. To the world, it was a symbol of unity. To Richard and Ghost, it was a playground. "Last one to the top is a fish kisser," Ghost yelled one morning, already scaling the spiral like a squirrel. "I'm not kissing another fish," Richard grumbled, chasing after him. "You never kissed the first one." "I did." "You weren't watching." Ghost stuck out his tongue and climbed faster. By the time the guards heard the clattering boots, the boys were already perched on the marble rail, high above the city. "Don't fall," Richard said. "Then catch me." Ghost grinned and jumped into the lake. Richard followed. The guards nearly fainted. That night, soaked and muddy, Ghost sat with his arms crossed in the scullery, sentenced to clean kettles while Richard was dragged off for bath and bed. The little kitchen girl, barely older than Ghost, walked over with a rag and a laugh. "You're dripping on the bread flour again," she teased. "Not my fault," he said. "Richard dared me." "Prince Richard didn't push you in." Ghost grinned, not out loud. She braided his wet hair back into place, fingers gentle. It was a daily ritual now. Ghost never asked her to. "Someday," she said, "you'll get him in trouble instead." Ghost shook his head. "That's not how it works." She paused. "Why not?" He looked toward the high windows, where moonlight traced the outline of the great tower beyond. "Because he's meant for something. You can see it, in the way people stand straighter when he's in the room, in the way he hears things no one says." The girl tilted her head. "And you?" Ghost's smile faded. "I was meant to follow." But the stars outside the kitchen window shimmered differently that night. Far away in Salvaria, a child was learning to walk on mountain stone and sing to the sky. A girl born not of earth, not of war, but of the stars themselves. And though neither Richard nor Ghost knew her name, they would each dream of her before the year turned. The lion, the ghost, and the frost. The sky would remember them all.